L'chaim. How you guys doing out there? Welcome back to another episode of God Concept Podcast, where I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. I want to send a huge congratulations out to my birds, to the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I mean? A victory is a victory. You know what I mean? That was a great fucking victory that we had. I mean, that was a great victory. I actually predicted some things about that game. You know what I mean? Like the number 33, how he made the first play, and then he made the first touchdown. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Then I predicted that they was going to get a touchdown in the fourth quarter. I didn't think they was going to go past 11, 12 points in the fourth quarter, but they did. They did something different. You know what I mean? They did something other than what I thought they was going to do. You know what I mean? I think Philly crazy as shit too. The memes they was putting out there, the memes and the shit. There was this one boy, he put up a meme on the fucking, it was like a TV screen. Mahomes was on the screen. He was holding this big ass Glock to the fucking screen. And I was like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, it's just a game. It's just a game. It's not that serious. You don't gotta hold the gun to your TV's fucking head. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck, it's not even really Patrick Mahomes. It's your fucking TV. You know what I mean? I guess he was trying to be funny. I was trying to be funny too when I put the comment on there. I said, he got 4 Jolly Ranchers and that big ass Glock. And I put a laughing emoji beside it. You know what I mean? Because it was, I don't know. But neither here nor there. We got the victory. We won in New Orleans Saints Stadium against the Kansas City Chiefs. And that was a hell of a victory, man. I was glad to see him pull it out. I was happy for Ertz and the whole team. I said Ertz. I was happy for Hurts and the whole team. You know what I mean? That was the last time they won the Super Bowl, when they had Ertz on their team. I remember because I got the jersey. You know what I mean? I definitely had to go out and grab that Ertz jersey. You know, I ain't gonna be grabbing one this year. I'm being a bit frugal. You know what I mean? Not by choice. You know what I mean? But being a bit frugal. You know what I mean? I have to be. But it's all about the victory this year. 2025 is all about the victory, man. You know, Philadelphia is just all around winning. Yeah, we had some tragedy in Philadelphia, things happen and things like that. But this Super Bowl is really going to liven up the city, bring more revenue to the city. You know what I mean? Bring a better, more positive attitude to the city in general. You know what I mean? And what else can we hope for but that? You know what I mean? Some positivity in the city. I know I need it. I want to see nothing but positivity, positive things for the city of Philadelphia and the rest of the world. You know what I mean? The rest of America, because we need it, man. You know, I feel sorry for Kansas City, but they got to take that one on the chin. It's funny because we go through so much pain and strife in Philadelphia with this happening, that happening. And then, you know, what are the odds we win a fucking Super Bowl this year? You know what I mean? Well, the odds were great. We had a great fucking season. But, man, it's just a lot. You got to have that winning mentality. You got to have that winning mentality no matter where you go, no matter what you go through. You got to persevere and really just, you know, even when it hurts, you know, even when it hurts, you got to persevere. You got to make it through anything that you're going through, man. You know, that's my trial. That's my testimony. That's what I'm giving to you right now. That's my, I don't know the Jewish term for it, but, you know, that's what I got to give. You know what I mean? And through everything that I've been through the things that I'm currently going through, I still maintain optimistic. Yeah, I get agitated. I get angry and, you know what I mean, this and that. I don't take it out on nobody else. I leave it right here. I reserve it. I find a way to deal with whatever I'm going through, whatever obstacle I got to face. And I try to take different approaches to it and get what I got to achieve done. You know what I mean? And that's what the Eagles did. You know, man, I just need my vape for a second. 1 second. The positive vibes, man, is just amazing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I'm gonna be honest with my podcast because this is my fucking podcast, right? It was a bittersweet thing for me. It was a bittersweet thing for me because I've been through so much personally, just my personal experience in Philadelphia in general. Just, you know what I mean? I've been through so much that it's like yeah, I'm happy to see my team win because I'm a home team type of guy. You know what I mean? Now I'm just hoping that the home team takes care of me. You know what I mean? Not the Eagles per se, because I don't know any of them. You know what I mean? Nobody out here that can see this podcast owes me any fucking thing, right? Even if they live from Philly, even if they know what I'm going through, whatever the case may be. They don't owe me a fucking thing, right? But at the same time, it's just human decency shit that I be talking about a lot of times. But it's like, man, our city is just, you know, like I was saying, I've been through so much in this fucking city. And I gotta watch celebrations and shit like that. I mean, I don't have to watch this stuff. I could just not be on social media and not watch any victories or not even or pray on a downfall for my own fucking city or my own team or whatever. I don't do that in light of my situations and what I've been through. And that's like a bittersweet situation. When you call a place home and you root for a place and you cheer for a place, but yet and still you got to go through a bunch of bullshit in the place. You know what I mean? That's not of your own making. See, that's one thing when you bringing about bullshit into your own life and things like that. And all of us go through things and all of us deserve, you know, to be, you know, helped out of these things, helped out of situations that we come about. But if it's not a situation that you brought about yourself, then what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? What if it's a situation where you find out that pretty much everybody knows about it, but you don't know that everybody knows about it. You don't know that, you know, that what's going on here is really just projects and operations, right? So it's just, you know, me bringing it down to a normal level. I'm not going to try to think above where I'm at. I'm thinking above where I'm at because I'm a visionary, but I'm not going to think above where I'm at like the situation that I'm put in or whatever. I'm going to deal with it as best as possible because it's just like that football game that they was playing. You know what I mean? Yeah, touchdowns was scored, flags was thrown, you know, players got hurt and things like that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to win. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? No matter how many flags get thrown, no matter how many touchdowns the other score make, you know what I mean? No matter how many of my players is hurt and really is looking like the whole fucking team right now because I'm the only one left, right? Well, not me, just me and my children. But that's neither here nor there. But it's like, you're still going to win. You still got to come out on top. You still got to get that W. You still got to get that victory. And me, I'm not just playing for me. Like I said, I'm playing for me and my children. You know what I mean? That makes a lot of the things that I'm trying to do, that I'm accomplishing, the goals that I have a lot harder. You know what I mean? A lot of things is a lot more complicated, you know, but it is what it is. You know, we just got to learn to keep this same energy. We got to learn to keep this same energy and the same mentality when we not winning the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? This whole city get together, you know, for a Super Bowl or something like that, or to monitor people or whatever they do, you know, up in these offices or have people do down in these streets. But we won't get together to make sure family structures is right at a time unless it personally affects people. You know what I mean? We just have to show more caringness and togetherness, even when we're not winning Super Bowls and shit like that. Carry that feeling, carry that Super Bowl feeling with you all year long. You know what I mean? Don't just have it for the moment or have it once the parade start until the parade. And then once the parade's gone, then that Super Bowl feeling is gone for you, or that, you know what I mean? That sense of camaraderie is gone for you. No, you carry that throughout the whole year. Carry that for your fellow citizen of Philadelphia, you know, your fellow Philadelphian. Carry that same camaraderie for your fellow citizen of Philadelphian, all year long. Don't just let it die out. You know what I mean? That's too much like right. That's like truth dictating to darkness, or light illuminating in darkness. I hope it can. I hope it really works out that way. You know what I mean? I hope it really does work out that way. You know, we champs. You know, I know I feel like a fucking champ. You know what I mean? Outside of the Eagles' victory, just for me, just being able to put a puzzle together that really wasn't that it seemed like it wasn't meant for me to put together. Out of sheer wit and stubbornness, you know what I mean? I figure things out, observing and shit like that, man. It's just one thing about it is, you know, we can't be upset about the life we live. You know what I mean? We was given this life, you know. We was given this life to live, and we can't. We could be upset, we could be mad, we could be distraught about the shit that we go through in life. But it's your story, you know. And the sooner we understand that life gives us this story that we got to live out, the sooner we'll be able to cope with our situations. Understand that the Creator never put too much on us that we can't handle. The Creator knew that I was going to be able to handle this whole situation before I even got into this situation, before somebody even placed me in this position to have to figure all this shit out. The Creator already knew that I could handle that my mind was strong enough to handle that. You know, the Creator already knew that. And if I couldn't handle it, you know, I would have did like most people do and just went out, became a fucking drug addict and smoked my fucking life away, right? That's what a lot of people do, become drug addicts, become a proponent of the system that we live in. And they just, you know, idle time is the devil's workshop. You gotta think about this. You know, idle time is the devil's workshop. That don't mean that a person's not having income, they're not having money. What that means is that person might have an abundance of free time for whatever reason. Maybe they're getting subsidies from the government. Maybe they're getting Social Security, SSI, and things like that. But what does that mean? If you got people getting Social Security checks, that means technically they work for the government, even though they don't have nothing to do all day fucking long but be a bum, right? Technically they work for the government. So, yeah, be mindful of that. Because most of the people you know, operate out here with, if you're doing anything illegal, you're operating with people who's collecting SSI. So you're working with, you know, you're selling drugs to government people. Remember that. Remember I told you that. Because I'm tired of seeing, you know, good people get caught up because they don't really know what they're dealing with out here. You know, I spent a long time being naive to the system that we're living in. Everything is monitored and watched. All the wins, all the losses, all the hardships, all of you can call them trials and tribulations or whatever, like it's just a coincidence that things happen, but no, it's not. It was no coincidence that we won that fucking game. It was no coincidence that we won that game. See, now I'm gonna get into a scientific aspect. I'm gonna say it like this: when I see a football game or a basketball game or something like that, I see the players and I see the names, right? I see that, but I also see numbers moving, and I see patterns being formed, right? And when you take the pattern from the opposing team and your team, and you put those patterns together, you get what? A grid, right? So it's like some type of, you know, like some type of magic being performed right there, but you don't know it because players are running in the pattern, and all you're doing is looking at your player and hoping your team win, and you know that your favorite player is number one or number this or number that, but you don't understand that those numbers represent something. And each team, the logo of the team, the name of the team, it represents something. The plays that are called, each play that's called means something. You know, it's a craft. You know what I mean? I talk about this a lot on this podcast. All of it is craft. I'm not saying that it's a bad craft. You know what I mean? I always talk about the craft and this and that. I'm not saying it is bad. I'm a part of the craft, but I'm not an honorary member or whatever. I'm different. You know, I'm a born whatever. But, you know, it's different when you're born with that knowledge and then you can actually acquire that knowledge. And when somebody's giving you that knowledge, when you go somewhere and, you know, you're pulled into whatever knowledge that you're pulled into, that's how you get stars, like famous people, celebrities. They're actually pulled in to become whatever they become. That's why they're able. That's why their path is way different from the path of somebody who's not initiated or pulled in or grandfathered into, certain knowledge or things that people know. Since I'm not pulled in or grandfathered in physically, maybe spiritually, because people don't know the spirit that I possess. So maybe they did and I don't know. But I just thought about something. I love when I have epiphanies, when I figure out shit. But I don't, because it stopped my train of thought. But yeah, if you're not grandfathered in, then you're gonna have a harder road to doing what it is that you were supposed to do, what it was that you were intended to do with your life. You'll have a much harder path without being initiated in or grandfathered into whatever institution or school that could help you get to wherever you're trying to get to, right? You gotta take the bitter with the sweet, because you still can get it done. The path is gonna be a lot harder, but you still can get there. You know? Yeah. Yeah, man. At the end of the day, if you just stick in here, if you just stay in here, you know what I mean? I'm not a sports commentator. I'm not going to talk about the game just because they won, the whole podcast. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to talk about my situation the whole podcast. I'm going to talk about positive things, drop my podcast, and just, yeah. Just thankful for these moments. You know what I mean? There's not much going on, but it's so peaceful. You know what I mean? I ain't got no squirrels or nothing running around to entertain me right now, but these moments are just peaceful. When I could just, be, when I could just exist and not have to worry about, this and that. I'm just here, learning, chilling. Joe Rogan just dropped another episode of his podcast. Okay, I'm gonna look at that later. Yeah, man. Congratulations to those dudes, though. They definitely made my night. You know what I mean? Winning that joint, then Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. Oh man, shit was lit. Shit was lit. The whole Uncle Sam thing with Samuel L. Jackson, it was fire. I enjoyed every fucking minute of every second of that game. You know what I mean? It was very entertaining. What else can I say? This episode not going to be too long and drawn out, because really I didn't have a concept for this episode. I just wanted to really put out my congratulations, my thoughts, and man, yeah, speak about the concepts. God Concept Podcast, man. And I wanted to let y'all know also, I got more projects on the way. I got more books coming, more music, and more, of course, episodes of this podcast. It's just coming slowly because of my situation or whatever, but I'm not going to let that stop me or deter me from doing the things that I feel as if I should do for my own happiness, my own peace of mind, my own zen. You know what I mean? My own zenness. We chase a lot of things for monetary value, for somebody else's happiness, for somebody else's this, for that, but at the end of the day, it's what you value, what's your happiness. And sometimes it's not about purchasing anything. It's just about doing or being in that moment, in that place that makes you happy, that gives you, you know what I mean, peace of mind, when it gives your soul, when it makes your soul smile. I don't know if anybody, like just a happiness that's coming from inside, you know. You got things that you do like that. And if you never do or try anything different in your life, you'll never realize what's going to make your soul smile. You know what I mean? There's actions and things that you just got a natural inclination to. You know, there's things that you did in past lifetimes that your soul would love. Oh, it's things that you did in past lifetimes. And there goes the bullshit. It's things that you did in past lifetimes that your soul hasn't experienced in this lifetime. So you have to build on those things in order for you to know what's truly out there that's going to make your soul smile. You know, we get caught up in lust. The girls, you know what I mean, for the women is the men, or, you know, for both is money. For some is high, gaining that, a certain level of high shit. I like to puff on weed too, but I don't like to get high to the point where I just, I'm not here anymore. You know what I mean? Some of it is materialistic, cars, this and that, all that is fine. It'll make you happy, but does it make your soul smile? It'll make you happy. It'll, all that shit is nice, but does it make your soul smile? Is that woman that you was chasing, you know what I mean? Does she make your soul smile at the end of the day? After you finally got her, do she make your soul smile? You know what I mean? Is that love that you had for this person, that you thought that you would develop for this person, still there? Does she make your soul smile? Do he make her soul smile? You know what I mean? Shit, nowadays, dude, I don't know, Trump stopping that shit, all that transgender and all that shit. They stopping that, so I ain't got to talk about that. Does he make her soul smile? And does she make his soul smile at the end of the day? If you find out that you got a woman that materialistic shit make her soul smile, like shoes and Giuseppe's and red bottoms and shit like that, she's not the one for you. Because it should be you that makes her soul smile. If that's what y'all looking for, if that's what y'all want in each other. And then from there, from y'all union, from y'all two getting paired up, y'all could figure out what y'all could do together to make each other soul smile. What's y'all mission that y'all gonna work on together? You know what I mean? Even in the study, I'm learning. Like when you're studying Judaism, when you're studying, the Torah, they want you to do it in partners and pairs, like two, like one person. You're not supposed to study by yourself. You're supposed to study in pairs. And it's really for the retention of the information and the refining, the back and forth. Because it's, the Jewish religion is, it's very argumentative. It's a bit argumentative when I'm realizing, like, you have rabbis that'll actually argue with the creator, you know what I mean? And about their own things and stuff like that. So I'm realizing a lot. I mean, I don't, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. At times I have disagreements or things that I feel as if should be different, that the creator placed in my life or whatever. But who am I to argue with a divine source, with the main source? Who am I to argue about the life he given me? You know what I mean? If he put me there, it's for a reason. So, but that's me. A rabbi, I guess they got a deeper understanding and they could argue with the creator about, things that go on here, on this earth, It's a very complex, it's a very intricate and a very real religion. Like, you know what I mean? Judaism went back farther than, a lot of religions that's out here today. You know what I mean? A lot of religions spent off of, the teachings in the Torah and, Jewish beliefs and things like that. So, just call me getting closer to my Father, getting closer to my heavenly Father. You know what I mean? My heavenly Creator, and my Father as well. You know what I mean? My physical Father. You know what I mean? Because it's things that I've learned by gaining a better relationship with my Creator. It allowed me to learn certain things that I would have never learned from my Father just having a conversation with Him. Yeah, go figure that shit out. It's like you almost could talk to the soul or the spirit of somebody, of someone, whether they're passed or not, whether they're deceased or whether they're still living. It's like you could almost talk to the soul of a person. And that's deep reverence. You know what I mean? That's, I'm speaking out of deep reverence right there. I'm speaking out of, yeah, man. So you just, I don't know. It's deep. I'm learning, and it's enlightening. It's very, very enlightening, and you know, I love it. I love it a lot. And after I'll never be done, but after once I feel like I studied enough to the point where I could, learn something else or see where the information branches off, because there's a lot of they talk about the Shiva and the things like this. So, I've been studying a lot of, like, there's this guy named Muji. He practices satsang, and I've been practicing satsang for a while, and I'm noticing that in the spiritual practice of satsang, there's some teachings from, Jewish beliefs. So everything's connected. Everything's connected and entwined in a way, and you know that's why you can't just rely on one source of information. You can't really ever like put down anybody else's belief system or their religion, or you can't, because anytime you're doing that, you're neglecting something that you need. You know what I mean? Because there's parts, there's pieces here, there's pieces there. That's why you can't really have bias or any type of, you got to understand each other. And understanding each other, how could you respect each other if you don't understand each other? You have to gain a respect for each other's differences, religions, creed, culture, whatever it is. And then once you understand, a person and who they are and where they're from, then you can actually respect them. You can't respect a person if you don't understand them, because there's going to be things that you don't understand that make you disrespect them in their culture. You don't know. It could be disrespectful things that you're doing or thinking or saying, and you don't even know that it's disrespectful because you don't understand their customs and their heritage and where they're from. All right. But yeah, that's my episode of God Concept Podcast. Go out, support the music. You ain't gotta go far. Just open your fucking phone and download a song. And the same thing for the books. Just download it. Flip a few pages, go on YouTube, listen to the podcast, Spotify, wherever it's available. Just download it. If you see any of my books over at any of the free libraries in Philadelphia and coming soon to New Jersey, pick them up, read them, go on Goodread, review the book, things like that. All of these things I don't be saying on my podcast because honestly, I'm dealing with things in my personal life. I'm trying to build something up in my, for my entrepreneur life or the podcast, my business or whatever. So it's like, I'm still learning proper promotion tactics and things like that. And, just let people know what you're doing. Let it be heard, let it be seen, this and that. So, and I appreciate all of you who support already. Thank you. Your efforts and your gratitude does not go unnoticed. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Pagan, thanks for watching another episode of God Concept. Peace.